Now, at this time of year, many companies are normally taking on seasonal and temporary workers with Christmas around the corner. But, Nina, as we well know, this is not a normal year, is it?
No, it's not. You know, those seasonal jobs, the kind of thing that you maybe did when you were a student or when you're at school, those Christmas jobs or summer jobs, just not happening at the moment. And we are on that countdown to Christmas. For shops, restaurants and bars, this is normally a really busy time of year, and they would cope with that demand, usually by taking on temporary staff. But with so many businesses closed, it's estimated there are currently just under 14,000 temporary Christmas jobs on offer across the UK. Now, this time last year, there were more than 20,000 vacancies, so that's a reduction of almost a third. And for the jobs which are on offer, the market is really tough. And we spoke to Shane, who lost his job at a furniture manufacturer in the summer. Since then, he's applied for hundreds of roles.
I applied to one of the retail chains, quite big chain, never even got anything back, not at all. And it's so demoralising, especially when you don't get an answer, because you think to yourself, oh, you know, it's not much of an effort just to let somebody know. And then you think, hang on, yeah, they've probably got about 10,000 people that they only just need to let know. So it can't be easy for them either, to be honest. I live separately from my partner and the children. So then I feel like, you almost feel like you're failing them. You sort of get into a mindset where you think, oh, can I be bothered applying for these extra jobs? Is it worth it? I'm not going to hear anything anyway. And then it's so easy to fall into a rut where you feel like you just can't be bothered, and you really have to try and pick yourself up, try and take your mind off it, sort of dust yourself down and go again.
We're keeping everything crossed for Shane in the run-up to Christmas. But what can he and others like him do to stand out? Let's talk to Kate McCarthy-Booth, who's a recruitment expert and joins us from Warrington now. Very good morning to you. What we're hearing day after day from people looking for work is that they're not even hearing back on the application process. What can people do to stand out at that point?
I think it's really difficult. I think contacting networks and using social media such as LinkedIn is really useful. I've recommended video to lots of people to try and stand out and be different, but there's a lot of volume of applications in some places. And actually, for me, listening to Shane's story, it's increasingly frustrating that businesses don't realise that those people applying are also customers and don't work with either recruiters or using technology to communicate with these people, because it is demoralising. But standing out is all about making yourself look different and really looking like you're passionate and you know, you want a role. I was talking to a candidate only yesterday that actually had gone and done some voluntary work in the sector she wanted to work in, and she's now been successful. So there are other options to make yourself stand out, but it's not easy.
It's not easy. Some positives, though. Tesco's, Hermes, Amazon, Royal Mail are taking on at the moment. People might look at the jobs available and think they don't match my skill set, but that doesn't necessarily matter, does it?
No, do you know what? I think in retail, and there are other retail businesses taken on, by the way, Marks and Spencer's, for example, have got a campaign starting. It's late. So I don't think it's that it's not going to happen, but there's a lot of uncertainty about whether actual stores are going to open. So it's making it really difficult. And a lot of retailers don't want to promise a role that they can't then offer if the store doesn't open. So it's going to be a bit of a panic all of a sudden to onboard a lot of people and get stores ready for Christmas opening, because we still don't know if they're going to be opening or not. And that's actually the major issue. But as far as skills concerned, if you're great at talking and communicating, you've got a great personality and you want to work hard and you'll be flexible, then I think that's all you need at the minute. And there's so many people out there that have got that kind of ethic, got that skill base, that can go and get a temporary role.
What would your advice be if somebody does manage to secure temporary work to try and make it permanent, because that's what people want at the moment?
I think it's about how you are when you're in there and working really hard and showing an interest and standing out. If you're lucky and get that temporary job, absolutely. I think it's also for a lot of people, it's about creating an income, though, not necessarily long term. And I don't think people should worry about that. People do worry about getting a temporary role and will it look okay on my CV. For me, it looks like you've gone out and you've made an effort. you've got a role in a really difficult year, and it doesn't matter if that then is not your career, it's not something you want to do forever, because these are temporary roles and some will become permanent, and that's always been a feature of Christmas temps over the years, and I've no doubt that'll happen. And there are some other growth areas. For example, call centres are looking for people at the minute. I know a number of retailers and people that have moved online and that need customer service operatives, and they're providing a laptop and all the equipment for people to work at home. So there are a number of other options out there as well.
Kate, many thanks. So, yeah, opportunities out there, not just with delivery companies, but as Kate was saying, in call centres. The reality is, though, we saw last week the number of vacancies went up for the 4th month in a row, but 1.6 million people unemployed. The prediction is that could double by Christmas, so very basic maths. There are more people out of work than there are jobs available, and the reality is it's going to be a very tough Christmas for lots of families.
Yeah, she made so many interesting points, particularly that one about, you know, taking on a temporary job in a difficult year as well, being a sort of good indicator. If you find one.
Yeah, and I think for some people, you know, they've got their heart set, their mindset on one career path. Sometimes it's about thinking, OK, for now, that's not going to happen. I've got to accept that's the reality and pivot in a different direction. And even if it's temporary, it will look good on your CV that you've tried to go in a different direction.
That's how you deal with that situation, isn't it? Thank you, Nina.
Absolutely, it's not easy.
Thank you.